Hello, hello, are we live? Are we live? Let me get chat up. How are we doing today? We got Fred Guy and Super Mario DJ with us. Having a good time, I hope. Let me just add chat into the thing. There we go. How we doing, folks? A Bendy match show is going to be cool. Also, the thumbnail looks good. Thanks, guys. Yeah, sorry for the slow start. I am only just about ready. There's no point going to the game screen because it's just from, like, last time. I'm not showing anything on screen. I'm going to be staying in the chat window today. I actually do need to find some things. And what I'm actually going to be doing is playing the Bendy Machine soundtrack, which I've got saved on my computer. I can't play them all. I'm trying to work out how to do it because it's been a while since I did this. I've broken the playlist because it was on Spotify, but there weren't songs on Spotify. There were files that I'd added on there, and I've moved them since, so it's completely screwed. I'm gonna have to sort that out another time. For now, I am just playing Bendy music because it is a Bendy themed episode. And yeah, I wanna open those, please. So yeah, they're on shuffle, so just playing random bits of Bendy music in the background. Enjoy. I hope the audio level is good. That should be quieter. Yeah, so how we doing? For Christmas, I got some special gifts. I got several special gifts. I did get plenty that wasn't related to Bendy, but I got 3 pieces of Bendy merch. As I talk, I'm just going to add some stuff into the description, because I should have done this earlier. But yeah, actually, guys, talk to me about Christmas. What did you get for Christmas? Like, how did your Christmas go? Because I got the Bendy merch in the thumbnail. I also got I got a calendar, FNAF themed calendar, new one. I got, what else did I get? I got a load of candy canes, actually. I got them right here. Here's a few examples. My mum said, oh, we're going to do an economical Christmas. We're not going to go overboard. She went overboard. Here's another example. I got a Private Eye annual. This is a really funny political, magazine. It just makes fun of politics and the world and stuff. And yeah, I got the annual because it's great. It's so funny. But yeah, what did you guys get? I think I've already heard from some of you, but not everyone's told me everything. Yeah, Fred Guy already told me he got some novels and stuff, including the Hello Neighbor book. Money, he literally got money, always a good sign. And stuff from Random Encounters. I just want to chill with this stream, guys. I just want to chill, to be honest. I mean, not the music's chill, but I'm doing a merch review at last. Merch review will begin very shortly. I am just a little bit unorganized. Here we go. So yeah, now that that's all ready, I'll just look at myself so know what you guys are seeing. Delicious money. And yeah, I got a fair number of things because I got 1, 2, 3 things for each of my family members, except my mum and Santa, who just kind of went overboard, Right. Where do we want to start, guys? I'm going to start with what was in the thumbnail, because one of the people who might actually be here watching got me this. This is a Funko Pop of the Searcher, and on the top there you can probably see a little tag. Merry Christmas, Olivia. So, Olivia, the Angry Fish, thank you very much. It was very cool to get a special gift just from you. Special delivery. Yeah, it's really good. So there's just a good look at it, guys. If you guys want to take a closer look at it, I'll try and hold it up and get all the sides, just so you can observe the packaging. I'm going to sort of review them, I guess, kind of just showcase what I got, just for fun, because, it's Christmas themed, so we're going with all toys. This is the only genre of, stuff on Debate Direct that I haven't actually done yet, which is why I'm doing it. Yeah. Oh, and DJ. FNAF, Mario Kart, Monopoly board game, very cool. A brand new oh yeah, brand new laptop, it's going to be great. Finally got a widescreen shape one. I have not actually opened these yet, so I know people prefer to keep them in the boxes, but I've got to take it out at least once just to get a good look. And there you go. I'm not like a collector. I don't, keep stuff in boxes all the time, although I'm actually thinking of moving my figurines back into boxes because they're getting damaged because I'm not keeping them boxes. Now, there's the actual Pop. Its head doesn't move, but I can understand why, because it's a very... I mean, you can see the kind of way it painted. It's literally like a puddle of ink. So, if I just put it down in my hand like so, you kind of see how it's like... They've created the illusion that it's like melted into the ground. And honestly, it really works, because that is... It really captures the feeling of the game. I'll start with terms of accuracy, because that's what people care about. Obviously, it's in the Funko style. It's like the head shape and the eye shape and stuff. Like, obviously, that's not going to be accurate. That's just the Funko style. But it's iconic. And the way they've gone from the original to that works. Because, like, the searches literally are just almost blank. They just got, like, kind of holes. And it works. It's subtle, but it works. So, like, it's quite bumpy, which is good. It's not even all around, because that would be a bit too polished. I find it kind of weird how the hands have 2 fingers. I don't think that's part of the Funko style to have, like, 2 fingers on the hands. Like, maybe they just couldn't do 3, but that seems very odd to me, because the searchers actually have 3 fingers and a thumb, kind of like cartoons. So, like, 4 fingers total, 4 digits. So, it's pretty accurate otherwise. Like, I love the way they've done the melting ink, but it's kind of weird how there's only 2 fingers, if that's any nitpicky, I guess. Like, I have other Pops, for example, which have always been in the background, in case you guys didn't actually know. But we'll be looking at those another time. But yeah, I don't know. They're not the same. Their hands are like more accurate. But yeah, the fact I can't turn the head is, I don't know. It's kind of understandable. Like all Pops do that, but it's not really supposed to be like for posability. This is really neat. I think, like, you know, I could put this on a shelf and, you know, spook people when they come to my room. Yeah, not what to say, because the searches don't have a great amount of detail, but yeah, I think that's really cool. I can't place it somewhere on camera, so I'm really sorry, so I'm just going to have to put it down, probably back in its box, to be honest. I'll put it back in its box for now. But yeah, here we go. Also, guys, if you're watching, do say hi, because it says we've got 6 viewers, it's 5 plus me, but I'm only seeing 2 people in chat. If you want to, you know, want to say hello, please do. Anyways, so... The next one was actually from my mum, I think. I can't remember exactly. Also, small FNAF news. The Steam bundle now includes Pizza Sim, UCN, and Help Wanted. Oh, that's great. I always thought it was weird how it finished with Sister Location. I'll go check that out later. Thanks a lot, Fred Guy. That's actually big news for me as a Steam person. Dark Reveal? Do you mean Dark Revival? I don't know what the Dark Reveal is. Hashtag last debate director of the year. Yes, it is the last debate director of the year. I am not buying any Dark Revival merch till I see the game. Because the game was supposed to have come out before the merch released, but the merch company operates separately, so that's why the merch came out so early. We all know about the problems with managing game development. Mike had his public Q&A, and that's been answered now. 55% off. Is that because you already own certain games, Fred Guy? Is that why? Because when I bought that bundle, I already owned all the games except Sister Location, so I got, you know, 80% off. 55, I don't know. But yeah, the, to refresh chat. Yeah, the Dark Revival, I want to wait till I've seen the game. I might. They do look cool, but... Oh, the whole bundle, because it's Christmas. That's real cool. So yeah, guys, go buy yourselves FNAF. This is what I got. No, it was for my brother. It's for my brother Sam. I remember now. Sam went to great effort to get me. It's because this is like American merch. It's harder to get in the UK because of like shipping costs and stuff and time waiting for it. Like all my merchandise has taken a long time to arrive normally. But there you can see on the back, like the searcher actually. I didn't show that off. It's like, you know, showing all the other ones as a bit of an advert, which is cool. So, you know, collect them all if you're into that. All the usual Funko stuff on each side, like you can see, you know, the old Norman's face on there, which is really cool. The projector head, and that's just like, you know, legal and stuff. Nah, I mean, UCN and Pizza Sim should not be free, and they are charged on the consoles for different reasons, which I get. And it's a bit unfair, but like, Scott is just a charitable man. If he could, he'd make all of his games free everywhere. But I think he's actually restricted from doing that. Because, like, he has to pay people, not himself, other people, and, you know, law. I'm not sure. There's a projectionist, guys. I'm actually going to take Norman out and get a closer look at him, because My god, this is cool. Okay, head still doesn't turn, but again, that's understandable because all those wires would probably snap and break. Again, they're not like figurines. There hasn't been a projectionist figure yet. I really hope there is someday. None of it is posable, which is fine, honestly. And again, with the Funko style, it's a bit weird because his head's literally a projector, so it's hard for them to do the same face thing. But what they've done is just made it, you know, huge. And I think it does kind of work. You can see on here, again, it's kind of weird how they're in black and white rather than sepia, but again, that's to save costs, and, you know, they charge more for sepia stuff, which is why I haven't bought a lot of sepia merch, because it's mostly just recolors. Hey, Olivia, you're here! You're late because you were making cookies. Well, that's fair enough. You missed me unboxing something special. But you can go back for that if you want. That was very cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, so the projectionist, I do like the ink marks and stains on the projector. There's not a great amount of detail for something that's so big. But again, I think that, you know, for a Funko Pop, there wouldn't be that much anyway. There is a good amount of detail on the body. Like, you can see all the kind of the marks, the white marks, as well as the black ones that he has, as well as that kind of radio thing he has in his chest. Like, you know, you got the thing in his shoulder, the kind of cog. I can't remember. I can't hold this thing properly. And I do like how they've done like the wires that tread onto his boots and everything. It's pretty accurate, and I like the style. But I will say, I think that they could have done something different with the projector light. There's a circle within it, but it's all kind of white coloured. I feel like it could be a bit more expressive, but I don't know how, because like it's all just white. And I feel like they could do something more colour there. Like, I don't know if it would look weird, but they could have like different levels of grey or sepia or something. And yeah, it is the hands are cool. You know, he's got 5 fingers, and it does look quite creepy. So yeah, I just think the head looks a bit plain, but like otherwise, this is really cool. Like, you know, I saw this online. I was like, this is the one I want, because, you know, the projectionist, he's one of my favorites, and it's this is genuinely really cool. So yeah, that's the projectionist, projector boy. You'd say it's the best Bendy Pop. I'm not sure, because I haven't got them all in person. But the Butch Gown ones look pretty cool. Again, the projectionist is kind of hard to do, so I can accept like the face being a bit odd. Maybe I'm just seeing it weird because his head's literally a projector. But one of the best pop is probably just like Bendy himself, because like he's really easy to make. Like, he's got a very simple design and all that, I would argue. I do actually own a special Bendy vinyl, which I might come back to at the end. But anyway, enough of the pops. It's time for the action figures, because I am more into collecting posable stuff. I like that. But anyway, there we go. There's the projectionist. We did the searching before. Lovely stuff. So, as I was saying with Bendy, it all began with the little devil darling. Simple enough design, you know. It's quite iconic. An error's occurred. What the frick? Hold on. My connection's dropping, isn't it? No? We good? Okay. So I thought the stream died again, because that happened the last 2 streams, and yeah, concerning. To be honest, I think Bendy construction sets are kind of below my age group. Like, I don't really have time or energy to collect those. They're cool, but they're not really, I don't know, it's not really something I collect, so no. Honestly, Bendy merch is really expensive. I would say it's fairly overpriced, but again, that's without shipping costs, because on the website you can get you see the prices they put on the Bendy page, and you can get it cheaper on Amazon, and, you know, never mind all the other, you know, more obscure sites. But anyways, so quick review of the figures. I don't like how they're not in sepia and how they're in black and white, because Wave 2 has a sepia version of this with the same, because obviously every time they have like accessories in sepia, and I just think it's a really cheap way to go, because they could have made the projectionist or another character or something. So I haven't collected that, but again, I've got a sepia Bendy anyway. But yeah, I genuinely, compared to like FNAF, for example, though they haven't got the take apart and pull that together thing, which, you know, I don't think they should have. The posability's alright. Like, you know, his head can swivel 360. He hasn't got any like elbow joints, but as a cartoon, like, that is what his arms always look like, and you can get him in the same pose. So there's not as much you can move, but like his legs, it's weird because they can go really far forward, so he can sit down. been only so far backward, but I don't know if that's intentional. Overall, it's pretty sleek. Like, the paint's pretty good. It's very simple, because it's a minimalist design. It's just a cartoon, black and white, but he looks really good, and you can get him into some quite funny positions. Like, you know, he can sit down, and it's like he doesn't, you know, he's always falling over or breaking. Again, there's not a lot to say, because Bendy's design's quite simple, but yeah, I do quite like this, to be honest. It's accurate, and, you know, it doesn't feel off. It doesn't feel off-brand. They've captured his expression beautifully. And I should also say, the accessories that came with him, I think were a good choice. Because they've got the plush and the ink part, and it's like more creative stuff that's to fit with like the cartoon rather than the monsters and the industrial stuff, which we'll get to. Although I will say, I think the lack of skull and crossbones on the inkwell is a bit disappointing. Like, it's just black. I think there is actually a skull and crossbones there if you look really closely, but it's like etched into it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like it's there, but it's so faint. So yeah, I'm just gonna drop that for now. And yeah, the plush is awesome because it's actually, again, really accurate, and it's like they had to paint those tiny details. It's really good. The next one I'm gonna do is the Ink Demon. Oh, they re-released them all with a yellow-black color scheme. I had no idea. I've never seen those. And there's also a dead Boris figure. Not in the UK. I can't. Oh man, whatever. I mean, they're still pretty cool. I put some blue tack on his foot so he could stand up more easily in certain poses, because his feet are a bit weird with their shape. Like, again, the thing I don't like about this figure is that it's clearly the beta model of Bendy. It's not the actual model in the game. It's the model from pre-Chapter 4, which kind of sucks. I actually, you may notice, I've done some custom painting. I painted his face and his glove more to be more accurate, but it wasn't, you know, it's nothing huge. But yeah, even so, he's got a good number of joints, like, you know, he can, like, crouch and stuff, which is really nice. Like, you know, he can bend his legs and his elbows, as he should. It's more realistic than, obviously, the other Bendy. Again, it's accurate, but it's accurate to the beta, which is like, I don't know. I don't really like that. Like, the hands are all wrong, because, like, they've both got 4 fingers. That one should have 5 fingers, but that one's got 4. It's a bit lazy, but like the actual texture and everything's really good. Like, if you look closely, it's not just flat. You can see all the layers of ink kind of dripping, and it you know, the smile, again, beta model, it's not that scary because it's not that stretched, so it doesn't look amazing, but it is great to like pose and stuff. You know, and they are pretty cool, I think, because, you know, you can do a lot with them. This one, I believe, came with the cog and the wrench, so we got these, which are just like, you know, industrial side Bendy kind of accessories, which, yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, the one thing I find weird as well is because it's based on the beta model, he's also quite short. Like, it's hard to compare because I have a flat surface. I probably should say it in some photos, but like, do you guys see? That's about Henry's height, to be honest. And like Bendy, we'll put into perspective with the next one. You remember good buddy Boris? He's taller than everyone. He's taller than Bendy. Bendy should be like that tall compared to, like, Bendy's like 7 or 8 foot, and he's always hunched over. Boris can't be more than 6 foot, and yet here we are. Like, that doesn't feel consistent. But on to Boris. I'm just gonna read chat a bit as well. They've rebranded him as just Bendy now. Wow. Oh, they obviously made it because it's sold with FNAF. Well, they got away with it, like you say. Funko doesn't own the concept legally. They can do that. They can do whatever they want. And people eat up that slop because the people who buy Bendy merch are really the same people who buy FNAF merch and Cuphead merch and Undertale merch. You know, some people love blacklights. If they know it will make them money, so they went for it. It's just business. And yeah, it's disgusting. I wouldn't call the blacklights the things in Help Wanted, because the only two that are sort of blacklight are Bonnie and Chica, and it's purely due to lighting and like the filters. So their models haven't actually changed with that paint job. And the blacklights came out before Help Wanted. They were completely separate, so no. Blacklights, no. Boris is pretty cool. Boris is one of my favourites because he's quite big. I think the others should still be like sized up, but I get it. Resources. He's very poseable. He can move his feet, which Bendy could not. He can move his, you know, arms and legs. He can't turn his legs like outwards, but he can like move them up and down. So it's awkward for him to sit. Like, I can't really get him to sit, which sucks. But, you know, the hands, wrist, and everything, you know, he's the perfect Boris who does it like the toon, and it's good, it works. The overalls look nice. The ink effects are smoother because he's a perfect character, which does make sense, and the joints kind of blend into it. And I think honestly he's the most accurate. Like, just look at the face again. Like Bendy, easier to design. So these two go quite well together. You know, the ears. I guess if you weren't careful, the ears could snap off. But I've never had that problem because I'm not an idiot. Again, one of the things I find is there is a sort of lack of detail. Because you see, like with the inkwell, instead of colouring in like the overall parts and the pockets and stuff, it's just kind of etched. So it's alright, but it's, I don't know. I feel like it could be more clear. But again, he's very poseable. And like, he can actually hold his stuff. He came with the toolbox and the keys, the kind of hint that he's Wally Franks. Even though that theory may have been debunked. It's really not clear at the moment. But yeah, there's like, you know, he can actually hold stuff, which is really nice. And it's mostly in the left hand. Whoops. I nearly just lost the keys. I'm just going to put them down. We'll come back to that, actually. But, yeah, you can actually just kind of, like, you can actually, like, hold stuff, which is real nice. And, you know, it's a good pose. You just wave. He's such a good boy, you know, he's a good boy. And, yeah, it's something neat, actually. Let me just put that all back. What am I doing? I just put Bendy in the accessory pot. Shoot, did I just lose one of the keys? Oh no, we're good. Yeah, something neat is actually Wally Frank's keys. There are 2 keys and you can actually take them out separately. And like, I actually really like this because although they do lack detail, like they've been cut some pretty small pieces and they do look good even though the 2 keys are the same. Fair enough. But like, there is a lack of detail, but I do like how you can actually take them off. Like, that's really interesting. And say if you're like a stop motion animator, that could be really useful for creating some scenes where someone actually needs to use a key. Boris, you probably need blue tack to actually make him hold a key, but like, you know, that you could do that. Blue tack is just the most useful, guys, for this kind of stuff. But yeah, they're Wally's keys. They're very cool, in my opinion. I like that. Oh, as in getting called out, Elite Robo. Almost no one talked about it. Like I said, same people. They buy the same stuff. They don't mind. I honestly don't care, to be honest, because ultimately it's my choice as a consumer whether I actually buy that or not. If other people want it, then let them, you know, produce for the demand. I genuinely don't care, Elite. I wouldn't get hung up on it. I don't know. Maybe for that reason no one's talking about it, because I wouldn't, to be honest. Yeah, I'm trying to look at every detail, you know. Anyway, the next one. It's, you know, everybody's favorite gal. Sent from above. Oh, God, what is that? Alice Angel, again, being one of the monster ones, that wasn't very... Like, she looked really bad. Look at all the stuff that I've painted on with the face and stuff. I got mine so early that, like, the paint hadn't been done properly, so the light was, like, all white. It looked crap. So, I actually did... I'm not going to tilt it that way, but I had to paint. I wanted to paint as much as possible where I needed to. So yeah, like you might notice shoulders because there's supposed to be a fade, but it kind of just cuts off. The paint job was terrible on this one. I had to do the face. Just look at the face. I had to do that. But hey, it worked for me, and it actually looks all right. Because although the paint wasn't there, the detail was there, so I could like just basically fill in the cracks with a black pen. And it's like on the one side she's got like a very Disney style drawn, you know, eye with the beauty mark, and on the other side it's like all the inky flesh hanging out and like the strings. It's really cool, really creepy. And again, the hair and the horns and all that stuff is actually pretty good. Like, you know, she can turn her head, but the hair limits her from turning it like much at all. But it's not needed because she's not really like an active character so much as one who, like, you know, oversees things and controls things from the back. The horns and the halo and stuff are good. Like, the halo's broken parts are pretty accurate. I'm pretty sure they're, like, to the point. The dress isn't that accurate. Like, the bow's in the right place. The shape of it's a bit awkward, and the, I don't know, it's mediocre modelling job, to be honest. But I get it's difficult to model the female form. But she's got the right number of fingers, which is always good. And again, she's got, like, the shoes look alright. But the thing is, her feet are so narrow, she basically can't stand up without using the, like, microphone accessory that came with her. Which I put blue tack on, by the way, so it's, like, always with her. As, like, a third leg. And even then, she's not going to stand up on my hand like that. But, like, I can get her to stand up on a desk using, like, that. But, like, yeah, the feet are a bit small, which they should be. But also, she can't really stand up. And in terms of joint mobility, she's a bit limited because of the dress, but that's, like, normal. She can turn her shins and her feet. So, like Ink, Bendy, and Boris, she's more posable, which is good. Oh, yeah, I also forgot there's the bow on the back, which Cartoon Alice doesn't have. But that is pretty accurate. To be honest, she's probably one of the better figures, but she can't really stand up, so she has that problem, so you have to use the mic. But yeah, if you like Alice Angel and you're willing to do a paint job, then, you know, maybe this one's for you. It's pretty cool. Again, what they show you on the website isn't really accurate, because what I saw on the website was not the same as this. The picture in the thumbnail should prove that to you. So yeah, I hope this review will be helpful to any of you considering getting Bendy merch as well. I never even thought of that until now. Another thing is, her other accessory was a tape. Again, no painting, just etching, kind of but it's actually textured and modeled. It's not just flat. I don't know if I can get a better light source on that. There you go. But yeah, you can kind of see how it's shaped. It is pretty good, but there's no color, which kind of sucks. But I do quite like this because, again, tapes are a big part of Bendy and the machine, especially for theorists. So overall, I think if I had to rank the first wave, like overall, I think bottom would be Bendy because of how he's based on the beta and he's inaccurate. I think the best one, I think it would be Alice because of, like, the awful paint job that I had to do myself. And then these two at the top. So I think they did the cartoons better, but the monsters not as much. I might swap around Alice and Bendy, to be honest. But I'm satisfied with them. Like, you know, they cost me about 15 quid. In US dollars, it's, you know, between 10 and 20. You know, honestly, worth the price. Bit overpriced in the Bendy store, but you can get them for better deals on other websites. But they're alright. They're not nearly as good as FNAF figures, for example. But for what they're worth, you know, they're good. So, unless you want to buy bootlegs, these are the best option, because bootlegs are even worse. But so yeah, Bloods have no reason to exist. Fred Guy, that is the first version of Alice Angel, not the fixed one. I did the painting on that. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, but, like, look at the legs. It's still a bit, But, like, Toon Alice is white legs, but Twisted Alice is, like, black. It's like, it's all ink. So, details. They re-released it secretly after a year with a better paint job. Yeah, I never got that version. Again, like, they were a bit lazy with a lot of decisions early on, so I don't think they're very good. And yeah, it depends which store, because DJ, you're in the US, you can actually walk out, go to a store and buy this stuff rather than having to order it online. Yeah. I think I'd want the Projectionist to have more merch made for, because there isn't a lot of Projectionist merch, and I do remember there was a beta for the Butcher Gang and Beast of Bendy, as well as the Projectionist, I think, which were going to be a Wave 3, but they haven't released it, because they've been focusing on the Dark Revival merch, I think. But yeah, I think there needs to be more love for Norman, because there isn't a lot of Projectionist merch. Like, there's the pop, I think there's, like, a keychain thing, but there's no figure. There's not really a Projectionist plush, although I don't know how you do that, to be honest. He's not one I'd pick for a plush. But yeah, that's Wave 1. Now, Wave 2, there was the Sepia Bendy, which I didn't buy, and 3 more. The first 2, I mean, I'm really glad they made this one, because he's a fan favourite. They made Sammy Lawrence. I get why, like, the choices as well for characters isn't all about. Wave 1 was okay. I was a bit surprised they had, like, cartoon Bendy, but they were good choices. And the Wave 2 character choices were pretty good as well. They had to include Sammy Lawrence. And he got 2 of, like, the best props as well. He came with the axe and the Bendy cutout, which we'll talk about in a sec. So, Bertram, yeah. I'll come to Bertram in a minute. the posability on him. Sammy's basically the best figure that they've made, I think. The posability is really good. Like he's got all the joints and all the places. Again, his legs are like Boris because they've modeled it on the same kind of overall. He can't turn them sideways, and his feet kind of just end in white stumps, which is kind of strange. Like he's got boots, so I have to admit it's sort of based on Beta Sammy, but the overalls don't like literally hang out, so he's better. And the ink effects again on his like chest and back and stuff are good. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty accurate and pretty good with posability. He can turn his head. It's a bit stiffer on mine, but I think that's just the individual figure. Not like he would really need to do 360. If you even look from the side, you can sort of see what his face looks like. It's really cool. But yeah, they even modeled his ears. So yeah, you can see what Sammy Lawrence's ears look like. Again, I'm gonna turn the light again. I don't know if that shows better, but you can see his ears. But yeah, I think he's honestly really good. He's probably the best figurine. He's got the axe, the iconic weapon, which he can't really hold in the right place because it ends up like here or here. But then, you could do like a recreation of that one teaser from the Chapter 2 teaser, It's Time to Believe, where he's got like the axe and he's like standing silhouetted. Again, it doesn't look very good here, but yeah, he can't turn his waist, which kind of sucks. But yeah, there is a lot that's good about this figure. It's probably the best one. I just love Sammy. He is overrated. I'm not going to suck his dick. I get, yeah, he's an overrated character. But he's got the best, like, he pretty much ticks all the boxes, the highest. So yeah, Sammy. The actual tools, like the accessories, the axe is pretty cool. Again, not very detailed, but doesn't really need to be. Like, I think it looks alright. It has got like kind of squiggle mark it has in the game. But there's not really a lot you can do with it. The colours and everything are right. It's just a shame it can't really be held because the thickness isn't quite right. And then he's also got this like Bendy cutout. And you can see it's really good. It's just quite accurate cutout of Bendy, and it's got the cardboard on the back as well, which for some reason disappears under his arms. Interestingly enough, it has like this hook on the back, so he can actually carry it, and you could for example recreate the scene in Chapter 2. That is, he's facing the wrong way there, because he actually holds it in his left hand. But I think you can actually put it on his left hand, even though his right hand's like that and his left hand's like splayed. But you can do the thing where it's like sheep, sheep, sheep. It's time for sleep. Like actually get him to walk across. Bendy the Machine, as according to Mr. Metz. Sheep, sheep, sheep. It's time to sleep. Go to bed. I can't do his voice, but yeah, like that is pretty cool. Lots of Bendy faces. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm just gonna also read chat from it. Sheep, sheep. But yeah, Stan Bertram. Bertram would make a great playset. Imagine, because he would be quite expensive, but they've done the ink machine. I think Bertram's not. I get why they haven't done much Bertram, because he's only important in Chapter 4, but in Chapter 4 he's very important. So I think now that they've done more stuff with the obvious ones, Alice, Sammy, the next two characters I'm gonna look at, they should do Bertram playset with like the whole carousel ride thing, which probably would be too small. The arms would be like too short, but like they could have him like spin around and everything. It'd be really cool, expensive but very cool and worth it for the collectors. Yeah, you've only got a Bendy pop, but it would be neat. I agree, Elite. For the people who could get that, would want that. Sammy got re-released with actual shoes. I guess these are kind of valuable then, because I've got the limited edition ones from the start, but like, I didn't know about these re-releases. I don't think I can even get them though, because they're in the USA only, so I'm just going to stick with these, because to be honest, I'm not sure buying the re-releases would be worth the money, Only if I'm earning money to pay that back would I spend money on it, because that is like, part of me is like, I should get the re-releases because they're more accurate. Part of me is like, it's not worth it. It's just not that much difference, it's not worth it. But yeah, Sammy's one of the best. Yeah. DJ does plush videos, don't know if they're more reviews, but yeah, I get what you mean. Similar kind of stuff. Thing is, Fred Guy, it was hinted from the Chapter 2 end screen before Chapter 3 was released that Sammy survived. It was always hinted at. It was always planned. The story was written from the start. And it actually, Sammy's comeback is really important for the lore as well as his character development, because what we learn about him coming back and what it does to the mind is key to, because you can apply that to everybody. And it's key for lore construction. So actually him coming back, also because he was amazing, and the voice actor's amazing, and his character's amazing, and actually fighting him, instead of just like being tied up, that was amazing. That was fantastic. I love all of that. I think, I thought he'd come back in chapter 4. Like, I had a full theory that we were going to team up with Sammy to defeat Alice and Bendy, because he'd be completely disillusioned. But the way it played out was still pretty interesting. We're just gonna move on now. We're over halfway, by the way, guys. So if you are enjoying this video, do leave a like, subscribe, share, check links in the description. The music is all credited there. It's all very cool. This next character, the modelling job and the accuracy is alright, but the sizing and the joints just... Right, let me put it into perspective. So you remember how Bendy was too short, right? Bendy can't help crouching a bit, but like that is his height. This is Tom's height, okay? Tom is taller than Bendy, just slightly. Now this is what confuses me, and this is why Tom is the worst figure in this whole set. Do you guys see this? Tom next to Boris. They had a Boris template. All they had to do was change up his left arm, change his face slightly, boom, you have Tom. Instead, oh, and the thing costs just, instead they gave us this. He can't bend his knees, his legs literally only do this, like he has no knee joints, and his arms, like the cartoon Bendy, have no elbow joints. Fred guy, tell me they re-released this one. Whoa, my light's broken. They did get some details right, like the arm and stuff. It looks good. I like the texture, but like, you know, he can move his wrists at least. But like, it feels so stiff. Like, he can't move his elbows and he can't move his knees. So he's kind of just sat there, just like doing this. Like, he can only do one pose. And like, other than that, he can just move his head. I do like how they made the ears different, like, you know, to give it more variety. But like, they had a different mold. Like, that should be black at the back. They've just created a new mold for some reason. They really didn't need to. It feels like a bootleg, if I'm honest. Because if it weren't for the lack of detail, it would feel like a bootleg. Because everything's printed on nicely, and the quality's still there. But like, the lack of joints and the fact that he's a completely different and incorrectly sized. If anything, Tom should be the big beefy Boris. Like, this guy's, you know, scaredy cat. This guy's, you know, I don't know why they made him smaller. Like, are you guys seeing this? It's just so bizarre, and it's so bad. Still wasted money on it because I wanted him. But there you go. Typical low budget figure, literally. Like, all of this traces back to Mike and themeatly managing a big company. If they'd gotten that right and gotten Showdown Bandit right, they would be making enough money to sustain everything, not have to lay off employees, and the merch would be better. Oh dear. But as it is, it's like, it's very meh. Like, it's good for posing. It's more like a pop. There's no posability, so it kind of loses that whole dimension. Like, he can't even hold the gent pipe properly. And part of the charm of this is that you can give tools to other characters. Like, I can make Sammy hold the gent pipe, I think. But, like, again, he's just so stiff. Like, that is not even threatening. He's supposed to be the most threatening character in the game, other than, like, the Ink Demon. He's just not. So, yeah, Tom, I'm sorry. You're a very cool character, but such a poorly made figure. Yeah, the gent pipe itself is alright. Again, always lacking that paint, but the detail's good. It looks really accurate. I always like the gent pipe. Gent pipe's, you know, solid. The axe is, of course, the superior tool, but, you know. I think I can make Sammy hold the gent pipe. I'm trying to remember how I did it before. So, I got someone to hold the gent pipe. It wasn't Tom. It might have been Boris. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Sammy holds it in his other hand, sorry. But yeah, Sammy... That means, actually, I can get Sammy to hold... For example, this is a well-made figure, because this one's got proper joints and a good level of detail. Look, like, he can hold both of these. Tom can hold neither. You know, it's just... It is cheap. It is cheap. The dramatic music in the background of Matt's critique makes it all so tense. I'm really sorry. The music on a random shuffle. I should have just picked all of these tunes without the ambient stuff. But yeah, I need to sort out my playlist. That's why I haven't done a debate direct in ages. I've also completely completely forgotten that. I should give a rating for everything. Sure thing, DJ. That's a good call. Anyways, that is all the Bendy figures I had before Christmas. It's actually perfect this arrived because, quick mention is that all the boxes of like the packaging, for example, they're all pretty much the same. There's the Wave 2 one, for example. That's the figure I didn't get. Oh, actually, no, that's all of them. Again, here's another point. Look at what like the characters look like on there, especially Alice. I'm gonna take away her accessory. Hold on. And then look at Alice in real life and tell me, you know, is that even the same figure? Like, there are sometimes I just think, what the hell is up with this, like, accuracy? I'm trying to get it so it's, like, you guys can see it properly. But, yeah, do you see what I mean? Like, mine actually looks better than what's on the box. A little bit. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But, yeah. And again, like, it just... I get that Tom's arm... They probably did the posability for Tom's arm because of his other arm, but they could still make this one, like, posable. It's just lazy. But there is one character who we haven't looked at yet. Quick look at the packaging as well for what's now I've taken out, because I always cut them like this. Quite simple. There's the back you get, and here's the new character. This is what I got for Christmas. The final character in the set, so now I can finally have it complete. I'm just going to give you a look at that before we open it up. This is Alison, of course, from Chapter 5. She's got a scythe. Again, some of them only have one accessory, like Tom. A bit cheap, but to be fair, they have done a lot of them. So, you know, if it was me, I don't know what else I'd add. To be fair, I think this would look cheap, but actually having duplicates of stuff, like a second axe and a second tape, would be useful. Depending on, you know, what, like, some children will, like, play and reenact stuff. You know, some people will make, like, stop-motion animations of this stuff. I'm cutting it open now. So, yeah, with my scissors. I'm not sure what I would add, to be honest. I'd have to go through the game. I think we need the rest of the ritual items, because we don't have Sammy's vinyl. We don't have the... Oh, what was it? We don't have... It's nearly open. We don't have the Illusion of Living by Joey Drew. That would be a useful one to have. And I think we've got all the others. We've got the plush, we've got the wrench, we've got the inkwell and the... What was it called? The cog. So, yeah, I think we need Joey's book and Sammy's vinyl, because then you could have all 6 ritual items, which would go really well with the ink machine toy, which is a bit of a scam, if I'm honest, because, again, it's nothing like it looks, and it's not very good, in my opinion. But yeah, we're about to open this up, so, like with all of them, it's a bit bent, that's entirely my fault, but they all have, like, that background, which always looks really cool. End credits music coming on, it's a tune. But yeah, Bendy and the machine, there you go. And we'll just open this up by peeling off the layers. Voila! Again, those cards as well have all the relevant information on it, they're pretty cool. So yeah, let's actually take her out and have a look. So, okay, I've got to be careful not to break anything, but luckily she doesn't have any of those, like, ties around her arms and stuff, otherwise this would take forever. It's just very carefully molded to fit. So, boop, there we go, pop down. Okay, interesting. And there's the scythe. So yeah, say goodbye to the packaging for now. Just pop that away. Here's Alison Angel. Interesting. Anyway, see you, Fred. Have a good day. Enjoy. Oh, I've got both the books. I've read those as well. I'm going over kind of like toys, but yeah, I've got the books. First test, can she hold a scythe, you know? Like, that's basic. I think she's right-handed, if I remember correctly. I think she could hold it in either, but this one looks like it's more designed for the scythe. Struggling to get it on. It's a bit bendy. Whoops, no pun intended. But yeah, I'm just trying to see. She could hold it in the other hand a lot easier, but that one's like almost too loose. It kind of works. Like, I've got it over her wrist. That'll do. But yeah, Alison Angel. First thing I have to say, like, because those are the toys that I've been, you know, I've had for a while. This is just like first reactions of seeing this, and like actually just first impressions. level of detail is great. I am not going to need to do any paint jobs with her face like the other Alice, because they've nailed it. I've gotten a better figure, because I bought it later on. You can see she looks tired, and she's got the same kind of face shape. Also, like, all of her clothing, it's got the same details, like it's a brown layer normally, but they've made it grey, and they've got the belt and the strap and everything, like their little bag of tools and stuff on the side there. The dress shape's way more accurate. And, like, the posability is still like Tom's. It's like, the legs are crap. The legs couldn't move much anyway because of the skirt, but, like, again, there's no knee joints, so it feels a bit awkward. But they are accurately painted, like, they've got the boots and everything. The arms aren't really, they haven't got elbow joints either, which kind of sucks. Although I do see that they are incredibly thin. She is quite thin. So, I kind of get that. The head does turn, which is nice, and it can do a 360, which I don't want to do. It's kind of weird how the pigtail kind of just, like, flows out there, but that, I mean, when she's running, that is exactly what it looks like. I feel like I could break that if I'm not careful, but yeah. Something I will say is that the horns are supposed to be, like, cut off flat, but instead the top shaded black, which is a bit strange. But everything else is actually spot on. I just think the posability sucks a little bit. So this is definitely one of the better figures. Better than Tom. For some reason, it looks like I should be able to move her waist as well, but I can't do that. But yeah, she can hold the scythe, which is pretty nice. Chop, chop. Yeah, I won't break it, don't worry. Another thing, the scythe itself, we actually take a closer look at the scythe. We know how they are by now, they don't colour things, but the detail's good, all of it's there, it's got a lot of personality, I think, and actually, yeah, the wrist thing, I wonder if it could be held by anyone else, like, because she's, again, probably got a similar template to the other Alice, they've got smaller hands. Yeah, look, Twisted Alice can hold the scythe, which is probably wrong, but, like, again, with her paint job, I feel like these two are kind of even standing as figures. It's pretty good. I am a fan of this one. This one's Keck. If we do the Keck check, I think this one's a Keck. But again, yeah, some of the posability is kind of lame. Lack of. Yes, this is Sammy Jam, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, so now we finally have the dynamic duo, the married couple, Alison and Tom. Here we are. Look at this. Beautiful. Tom's slightly taller than Alison, which is correct, I think. Again, the size, Alison's sizing's fine. You know, you could take any one average and use that, but, like, yeah, Tom's disproportionately small, I think, to a lot of other characters. But yeah, I've got both of these two now. And yeah, that is all of them now. Wow, the music just cut off, just like it does in the game. Anyways. So, Elite Riders asking a question. I'm still confused on the logic of some of the cartoon demons. Like, what determines who turns Searcher and who turns Demon? And are their ink codes part of their body? Would they feel pain on them? Oh god, does that mean they have flesh skirts? They do not have flesh skirts, for sure. You have to do a bit of theory work to work this out, but the ink machine's development improved over time, which is why we've got different types of ink creatures. Ink Bendy was its very first creation and the only version of Bendy that exists. They then got Searchers later because of technical stuff. They changed the blueprints, they changed the souls they were working with. Bendy doesn't have a soul, alright? He's unique because of that. He's the only one who is soulless. But, you know, the Butcher Gang are different to the Searchers because they were made at a later point in time where they tried throwing in pieces of junk, maybe, or maybe the blueprints were just more advanced and, like, they had programmed the machine to be better. They were using the same ink and they were using the same souls, although the souls might affect whether someone chooses to be like Alice or Boris, maybe, because the Borai tend to be associated with Gent, who we assume were turned later than people like Suzy Campbell, who were like employees of Jojo Studios, and Joey could, you know, get away with sacrificing them more quietly. And again, this is Suzy after, like, years of trying to make herself more perfect. Originally, she was actually like this. So it's very complicated and it's not clear, but there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of different factors into that elite. No. It may be that things like their clothes are made of ink. Like, the ink makers show that, like, anything can be made with ink. But they don't have flesh skirts. Like, that is not her flesh. I hate to say it, but yes, she could take her clothes off. That could be a thing. Don't think about it. Oh, exactly, yeah. I'm not thinking about the Dark Revival. Again, according to Bendy Machine Law, there is only one Bendy, but the Dark Revival changes that. I have no idea what the story is, though, so I can't talk about that. It would have to say that, because there's, I mean, I suppose you could say there's two, because there's Cartoon Bendy, and it may be that Henry, this is what Henry looks like by the end of the game, but that's not clear. Again, there's still a lot of mystery about that. But anyways, that is everything. So just to recap, looked at Olivia's search box that she got me. Very cool. I would give it, honestly, 8 out of 10. Fuck it, 10 out of 10. I don't think I could have done that better. Projectionist, I would give 8 out of 10 because I think the head lacks detail for its size, and it's like the eye is a little bit expressionless. But the fact that they chose not to make these in sepia, I don't know. They're both really good though. The figures, it's hard to say, but the best ones by far are going to be, like, despite their flaws, Sammy and Boris. You know, they're both, you know, quite big. They can hold stuff. Their posability is really good. They can't, like, twist their legs, but, like, they're pretty much, you know, among the best. Like, those, like, you know, 9, 10 out of 10. In the kind of middle range, you've got, like, you know, the two versions of Alice, because they've got more flaws, which I had to, like, fix in some cases, and, like, you know, some, you know, lack of joints, which is kind of lame. But, you know, those were both okay. I would give those, like, you know, 7, 6 out of 10. I think Cartoon Bendy gets, like, a, you know, 9 out of 10. This one's like a 6 out of 10. Again, I love them all, and I'm glad I bought them all, and I wouldn't refund them, but, like, they are flawed. Tom is the worst. The only reason I really keep him is because he looks good, and he's part of the collection, and I feel like it wouldn't be complete if I didn't have Tom and or Allison. So now I've got Allison, it's complete. But again, posability is terrible. Model, don't know why they didn't go with the other Boris model in a recolor, like, it's just so stupid. All the accessories are really cool, and Sammy had the best. But yeah, those are my ratings of the merch, and that is everything. Honourable mention, because it's not merch in the same sense, but I do have... Are they here? Hold on. Okay. I do have Dreams Come to Life, and I think for all of you who are disappointed with the FNAF novels, this is how video game books should be done. It is clever, the story is good, it ties into the lore really nicely without going overboard with fan service and sounding cringy. It even adds some more socio-cultural messages and that are relevant to the time period of today and the 1940s USA. It's fantastic. Honestly, this book is like, if I was being harsh, I could probably find some flaws with it, but honestly, it's a really good story. My only big critique is a bit of a spoiler, but it's to do with the ending. And it's like, I really like the ending, but its implications for the game, I'm a bit iffy about. Specifically, someone's identity. And I thought that should be, you know, I don't know if I should spoil it. But it is a really good book, Dreams Come to Life. The artwork on the cover as well is really keck. Yeah, Ali, I think all the merch should be in sepia, not black and white. That's just laziness, because they, like, didn't want to buy the colours. The other book as well, I've got it around here somewhere. I'm not sure where at this moment in time, but can't be far away. Hold on, I'm knocking stuff over. Here it is. I've also got this book. I don't think this is as good as Dreams Come to Life, but it was aiming for something different. No, I've changed my mind. No, they're both really good, to be honest. The books are really good. Like, you can see it's got the creative light twist in the cover. It's got, like, secret ink writing. The design is really good. Like, it's so stylish. And, like, the texture and everything is really well made. The actual pages are really good because it's, like, it's, you know, it's stylish. Everything's presented really nicely. There's stuff for lore theorists. There's a guide to beating the game. This book is full of it. There's so much. For people who want to work out the story, for people who just want to play the game and 100% the game, which I am going to do at some point, I feel like. And the textures and the graphics are really well made. There's nothing I don't like about the Bendy books, if we're honest. I think they're both really well made. There you do. Anyways, that is the end of the stream, guys. That is all of my kind of merch reviews and a brief look at the books. That's pretty much everything Bendy I own. There's one other thing, actually, which is... yeah. I did mention I own a sepia Bendy, and this is it. This was limited edition as well, I believe. There's only like 3 of these, one of Boris, one of Alice, just cartoons. But it's basically a vinyl, just like a vinyl, not a Funko Pop. Because I looked at the Funko Pop and I just thought it looked wrong. I know I said earlier, but I wasn't thinking about it. The look of Bendy with that shape head just feels weird to me. I don't think it really works. But this one is just perfect. This is what Bendy and the Ink Machine merch should be like. It's a really smooth, well-crafted pop. It's a bit dusty and dirty, I will admit. And obviously it's not posable, but the head does actually turn, which is like a little bonus, which is cool. To be fair, it's a bit yellow, but it's really hard to avoid that with merchandise. And it's not like Lego yellow, so I'm happy with it. It's kind of like a mustardy. But it does look pretty cool. Very 60s, 50s, whatever time period, you know, like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s kind of, you know, style. The drawing is really good. This is probably like one of the best bits of Bendy merch I own. Definitely the most valuable, so putting it back in the box. But yeah, just for the end, I think that is probably the best thing I own. Nearly forgot to show you, but there you go. So we've got the pop, the books, and all the figures. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to end the stream now. So if you have enjoyed, do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the links in the description. Go check out all the people who made the music, which has stopped playing. I think we reached the end of the playlist. Or I'm not wearing my headphones, so I can't tell, but it did go quiet. You know, do all that. There was no QOTD today. Couldn't be bothered. There's no QOTD on the screen, so there's not much point. And yeah, share this. Share with your friends. This is Debate Direct. This is the last episode of Debate Direct for 2019. Next year, I'm just going to be doing more of the same. I've established this series now. I want to do like more interesting and orthodox stuff. There's going to be more game reviews. There's going to be more toy and merch reviews. And there's going to be more debates. We're going to have some proper debates. We're going to do some FNAF theory stuff as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. DJ, I hope I've answered your question with what I've already said. But that really is all. So unless there's anything else to be said, thank you so much for watching. Stay hydrated.